government, they always make. APC not good for this country, they're not good for themselves. So on March, we got to make sure say APC go, not the vote. APC that they bring it and also. APC that they don't make anti-young kind of this country also.
That bad man sick for them they call cholera. What if they cause them? Now because we don't get clean water, now we this today. Well, APC say okay now, how can stop cholera and Cambia? So what do they do? Now in them begin make the water supply. Cambia the whole country. Now we get the purest and the best water so far in the whole country. Cambia na get up. It will just need for like when they open the pump, you go get the water. Some food in Ghana. You dey pay for small. Sometimes they go people and they even they strain for pay. But yes, they get the water. That is what the APC they do. The evidence.
You touch Kandeh, you touch Andrew, we will suffer. Who is gone soon? We will want change. We'll let it left we are.
The country as a business, I will be ignorant, not knowing that it will run out for mixed money for himself and his family members.
They see for me, I see for me. See for see.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Sam Smith, a true freedom fighter, he fought for the constitution and win.
Hello, my family. Welcome to Sheriff's Broadcast Network, the place where we bring Africa live to whoever you day around the globe. Of course, today, another day, we are so delighted to come out to you out here. Of course, for come to you plenty programs. Them. Of course, today, not to other day. Today, this broadcast here, so we don't decide for devote time to all the Sierra Leonean women, all the Sierra Leonean ladies, Sierra Leonean men, Sierra Leonean women. This broadcast is dedicated to all of you out there. Of course, until when I know saying 4 days don't left for let Valentine's come. So Valentine's Day is around the corner. And of course, since they meet up the weekend, and so we don't decide for go ahead and start early celebration. So when Valentine can come, now the time this way, we demand them suppose for sure we woman them say we appreciate them for everything way then they do for we beginning, for we household for the entire year. And so at Sheriff's Broadcast Network, if you know a Sierra Leonean woman where they around the globe, where they watch we or where they report we, would they send a happy Valentine's Day in advance to you. And of course, we appreciate you for waiting ever you they do na you own small corner. Of course, whichever corner where you find yourself, whichever you do in that corner, they for able for brighten that corner, they we appreciate you for that. We tell you plenty thank you. And so the broadcast today devoted purely to that. And so now that make we get for future plenty woman business for this broadcast here today in commemoration, in appreciation of our Sierra Leonean women. And so one for tell now plenty thank you around the globe for where una the watch we. Of course, if this is not your first time for join, we want for take opportunity of this moment for officially welcome you to Sherrick's Broadcast Network, and of course for assure you for say you don't make the right decision for being at the right place, you know, because now so would they do the right things, and so would they bring you news, information, and education about Sierra Leone. So in our broadcast today, we'll get for talk plenty about women them, and of course we also get for bring updates to when concerning the political campaigns where they go on at the country, the political parties that don't go into full gear, you know, for campaign to the people of Sierra Leone. Of course, you know, say in less than 1 month there is going to be presidential, parliamentary, and local council elections in the country. So now that get for happen now. So we ask that you sit tight as we continue for unfold the programs right from here. Sit around with us.
Shanten don't come back home. The kabudu don't grab back. Inside a kabudu day, the good one then day, and the bad one then back day.
And we all know how we country done day now. If it's sweet, awa. If it's sour, you sabi. Now you hungry know if you dey eat bell full or you dey sleep hungry. You where you sus, now you go know if you dey born.
We the people and bang for help we safe now. If we vote for good leader, get love for the country and the people of Salon, we all go better. If we vote man we come for can take, well, he left to me. Now we get for so far.
I know ever vote na me life, I go ibam this time, I swear to me life. If I know ever vote na me life, I go vote this time, I swear to me life. Ranka politician, no they can't ruin me life. Salon too sweet, so I enjoy me life. I am Peter, no they can't ruin me life. Salon too sweet, so I enjoy me life. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. They send me one green vote for two tapa. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Send me one green vote for one bad dress. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. They vote say because we born a McKinney, Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Say because we born a Kenema.
I want me like to love mama ki ante pa.
Talk to me when me query.
Machi my continent of what you want to motor.
Tell the people me.
Say rasong sa zemba monte batata. Ngate nesakalom funata fasuko korin zigman kita.
Tell the people me query.
Kena kapende amaki tell from me pepe kom. Ude kemire makada matimba. Minel munang. Awa meet them ne mut them ne kont them ne. Sato bezat them ne. Sosa sula kama tabris kama kata matimba. Awa inem teme mamu sosa sula kama kata.
Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Send me one green vote for two tapa. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Send me one green vote for one bad dress. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. They vote say because we born a McKinney, Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. They vote say because we born a Kenema.
We want to see changes from the grass to the roots. With manifestos, we get plans for the youth. We tired with the lies, now we stand for the truth. We need chef, we go change the taste of the soup. Why? Wait them read for shape t-shirts and I shall be for go rally. Then go member we. After election and take power, give the power them. When we talk, they for them but we. Then go give we bitter cola for go campaign. Where they win them and the family pop champagne. We no go fet for no politician again. This time we go land. We no one die campaign. Mind box side diamond now we land. For pay fee, papa no get dime na in hand. We want more youth, a woman then a power. Parliament, a cabinet, more mommy na power.
Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Send me one green vote for two tapa. Me vote na me life, me vote na me life. Send me one green vote for one bad dress.
Dimanya muimu kama monyonyo. Sanya penga mule magoma Inabile kemu kanya nevele ama. Chimi akwe mu malama Konele baja sinya mao. Jifa mwambie mubwe kenye yeo. Yena we amwambie na fae. Mule mambo makwele mae. Mwakenya na vikrobe. Kogwele juhu wa mae. Kenya ya ewini krobe. Na vianyane kamukwe mubla. Tau hegba Kenya huwoyo. Dwe ya grama agramu pelo. Amogwe Kenya
never even vote na me life, I go Ibam this time, I swear to me life. If I no ever vote na me life, I go vote this time, I swear to me life. Ranka politician, all they can ruin me life. Salon too sweet, so I enjoy me life. I am P, then all they can ruin me life. Salon too sweet, so I enjoy me life. Me voting na me life, me voting na me life. Say me one green vote for Total Park. Me voting na me life, me voting na me life. Say me one green vote for one badness. Me voting na me life, me voting na me life. Say because we born a Makini, me voting na me life, me voting na me life. Say because we born a Kenema.
So, the next 5 years, you vote now you live. Anybody we want lead we, it gets for declaring assets.
Not to Pambado, and for make somebody know kind of power match 2018, and after 2 years, it got go by Wataki, and when we talk, it's then I Papa Daile Fangia.
We say thanks to the collective effort of the Standing Together for Democracy Consortium.
Gallant Civil Society.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. News, sports, weather, business and finance, technology, culture and more. Tell us your story. Let's debate. Let's stand on issues. Let's defend democracy in Africa. On SBN Live. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. We lead, others follow.
Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Sherrick's Broadcast Network coming to you live and direct from Houston, Texas. Of course, coming to you from studio number 8. Today we come to you live from our election headquarters. Of course, happy Valentine's Day to Sierra Leonean women, wherever you are around the globe. Of course, when I know say woman, them fine, them very pretty, you know, them fine pan body, them smart na them brain. If only they go continue for do that one, they take advantage of all them compliments the way God don't give them and continue for do the righteous things, them it go be fine. Especially things the way they do to their own brothers. I mean, we like woman them. So this now the time of the year where we demanded supposed for show with women and say we appreciate them for everything what they don't do for we in the past year. Now this particular time where you supposed for cater to your woman, whether or not you girlfriend, whether or not you wife, whether or not you know significant other, anybody where you know say there is a woman where important in your life. You're supposed to do something to that woman day this particular time. Of course, today now the 10 and 4 days don't left for Valentine's, but because it fall on the weekdays, so we decide for start the celebration early. And so this they go to all the women them wherever they are. We appreciate una for everything, and of course we know say whosoever una day begin for prepare now for at least for get to that point where you know you get for enjoy your significant other. And so now that makes today on this program, yeah, so we get for devote most of we you know the broadcast now so to woman them. We get for talk to a very you know very industrious lady, a Sierra Leonean where they do very well for Sierra Leonean children, and of course especially in the southern province. We get for talk to her all the way from Norway. We get for talk to them exclusively on what they do. And of course, we also get for future other things that way they happen to Sierra Leonean women typically in the country. We get for future all of that. And so we just want for me to stick around as we continue to do that. Of course, this particular time, two things that way the African continent don't focus on at this particular time. And of course, then the one now for fight corruption in Africa as a continent. And of course, also for provide free education to the children of Africa. And so now that's the goal. And I feel say now very important 2 areas the one and the way the leaders of Africa don't try for focus on. Because now then 2 areas and they don't hold Africa down. I mean, can you imagine if with children, with Pekin, would they invest in them? Would they provide adequate education to them? All them problems here, all they go through right now, will not go through them problems here. You know, and so now that make a fine for educate a child, whether a man, whether a woman, a fine for educate a child. We don't reach a point at this, a point in the decade wherein all man don't agree say Africa are the richest continent on planet Earth. The only thing is we don't know how to use with resources because the education in Africa is limited. And so we want to say kudos to the African leaders, them, headed by the president of Senegal and of course president of Ghana. Now then they, pioneer this very important cause on behalf of the children of Africa for able to educate them. And of course, recently the African Union also meet for where they don't even identify for say corruption in Africa and they hold the continent down. And so now make them they work very hard for ensure say they don't fight corruption in different forms in Africa. And so then two things then when would they think about and would they put we own country, Sierra Leone, into perspective for able to understand where we stand as a country when it comes to these two areas. Have we invested in our children? Have we provided adequate education for our children? In fact, we don't think the one that when are leaders in the country, they don't even think for say them picking their so they call children today. After 15, 20 years from now then get for be the leaders of this country. And so if we not don't prepare them, we not don't groom them, we not don't provide the adequate education what they need for become leaders in the country, waiting will be the future of Sierra Leone 15, 20 years from now. And so it is very important that we pay attention to these things. How about corruption? Are we accountable to our people? Like where people that they use state resources, fata, they not care, then they use the money, then they do all kinds of things, they don't even care how the masses then feel. Is that good for the country? Is that just to the people? So these are the areas that we'll focus on today, whilst we bring you this early celebration of Happy Valentine. And of course to all the women from Sierra Leone around the globe, we want for telling us plenty thank you. So my family, I want to stick around as we continue for bring you the program from Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Stick around with us.
Chairs, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I first of all want to say a big thank you to our co-chairs, President Macky Sall and President Emmanuel Macron, for inviting Ghana to be part of this important gathering. Decided to accept to come here to Dakar, beautiful, famous city, for a very simple reason. I believe the matters that we're talking about here are the most important facing our continent: education. We have the youngest population on the planet, the youngest population on the richest continent, but with the worst living conditions of anybody on the planet. And that paradox can only be broken by education. We are going to have to make sure that every young child, boy and girl, the girls are 52% of our population, so they cannot be left out, boy and girl, have access to education. Not only do they have access to education, but they have access to an education that will allow them to be able to address the challenges of the 21st century. So, two-pronged objective immediately: access to education and the quality of education that will allow them to survive in this 21st century. We've said in Ghana that we're determined to open the opportunities for everybody. So, in the last 5 years, before my government came, every year, over 100,000 young Ghanaian students were unable to transition from junior high school to senior high school, largely because of money. Many of them fully qualified, but their parents were unable to support the higher education. We felt that at this stage in the history of our country, the Ghanaian state should take on that burden. So as from September past, senior high school education in the public system in Ghana has been made free. And what it has done is that the figure has reversed. 90,000 more students entered senior high school this year than had done the year before. It's the first step in ensuring that the educational structure in our country, from kindergarten through primary through secondary and ultimately through university, are open for everybody. Then we have to then confront the question of the quality of education that will prepare this young population for the life of the 21st century. And we all know what it is. A greater emphasis on science, on technology, on engineering, on mathematics. That is the way to the future. We have seen that in the development of the economies in Asia, in China, in India, in Japan, in Korea, that is the way forward to being able to make that transition from poor to prosperity. But then we have the conundrum that has brought us here. How is this to be financed? I'm going to say something here that I hope is not going to put off those who are contributing money to the education of Africa. We cannot depend on other people to finance the education of our country. We cannot do that. I'm saying that not to turn my back or turn my nose or to be ungrateful to all these very important and noble people who have committed themselves to helping. No. But that if we make our policy dependent on people, on other people, when their policy changes, we will suffer. But if we make the policy for ourselves, then it means that at all times we will be in control of our own destiny. And the monies, are they available in the continent? Yes, they are. They are in abundance. We eliminate corruption. We take corruption out of our public life. We organize ourselves to have more intelligent arrangements for those who want to exploit our resources. That we have more balanced contracts between us and them. We prevent the flight of capital out of the continent. Thabo Mbeki's commission that looked at the illicit outflows of financial capital out of Africa has estimated that in the last 10 years, every year, 50 billion United States dollars go out of Africa through illicit means. Can you imagine what those monies, if we had our eyes open and we were not complicit in that illicit outflow, what it would mean for the capacity of our nation? So that is our challenge. That is our challenge. How we can organize ourselves to make sure that the wealth, the huge wealth of this great continent, at least for the first time in modern history, is used on behalf of the people of the continent and not those outside. If we are able to close that gap, we would come here to Dakar and talk about education, but we won't be talking about the funding of education by others. We'll be talking about the quality of education, about the changes we need to make to our curricula, the emphasis we have to place on our history, on our movement, on our sociology. That then is the future.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
Yes, of course, Mifamuden Sherrick's Broadcast Network, Straight Talk for Change. Of course, that was the president of Ghana. They talk about how they want for, tackle the issue of education in Africa. Of course, he used Ghana as a sample of how they therefore fight that. And so this is exactly what we are talking about. I mean, we have to reach a point where we could begin to think, whichever position where you find yourself in. Now that make way, we take a late Dr. Matimada Salia to the highest esteem for a particular talk we've been talk. Whilst it is served, na Sierra Leone during the Ebola crisis. It's a whichever corner where you find yourself, waiting you they do that corner for brightening that corner. What are you doing? So if you're a Sierra Leonean, whether you're a teacher, you're a broadcaster, you're an engineer, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're not a government operative. What are you doing in your own corner to brighten that corner? What are you doing there? Are you stealing money? Are you engaging in corruption? Or are you doing things generally to move this country forward? So we therefore go into that mindset for let's begin to think positively about the future of the country. I mean, can you imagine more than 4 years ago, they don't get fiber optic in Sierra Leone. They don't finally reach. I mean, for some of we do technology, we know which are the engineering we were involved in bringing fiber optic. Fiber optic now the fastest internet connection where anybody can get, because the data they travel through a fiberglass. Now a glass and lightning, like what they can say, light they travel faster than sound. Now that's technology the way, the technocrats then use for create a fiber optic. So then they put her under the ocean. Now big, cables then we connect all over. They all over now the ocean. Then they put her all the way on the seabed. Say where you don't go middle the ocean. Sometimes some areas and the way the ocean can go deep up to 15 miles down before you reach on the bed. So the fiber optic then at the ground under the water, then they don't let for move until it don't can reach in Sierra Leone. But now, how we go able for use this fiber optic for able for enhance we country in progress one? Because you see, like where will you get internet in a country? Waiting internet they do. I mean, from the time where internet don't come, fiber optic don't come, 30 days with ABN. Where you did in Sierra Leone, and then they say about a week ago, now they don't, finally install the 4G network. We be say the 4G network in fact an old network, even though it better pass what in there, but in an old network. Now when they talk about super fast network where you get where they run at 100 megabyte per second and more. As you click, you don't go inside. Now, waiting that they do for a country. When you get internet in a country, they bring a lot of opportunities, jobs, education, a plenty things that go happen. Students and teachers then go able for use the internet for research. Certain things that we then get for go buy textbook for. They don't need for buy textbook. They will go on the internet and research on anything and they are able for use them for their education. The teacher can able for left nine also teach the picking in a classroom. This is what the internet does. But finally, I am very happy that some of the African leaders don't finally decide for take education as an important instrument for use. And by the campaign that we go on at Sierra Leone, we also hear from some of the presidential candidates, and they talk about education as being key to inside the manifesto them. So we hope that this not gonna be any other thing. It gonna be something where they go really take full advantage of. So that was Ghana with the lead on this issue of educating the African child, both males and females. And so, my family, then just like I would don't talk this now, Valentine's is 4 days away. Of course, happy Valentine's to all the Sierra Leonean women. If you're not a man, you get woman, whether now you wife, now you got friend, now you a significant other, do ya. From today, going to the 14th, not allow that woman for work too much. Cater to her. Make her feel say you appreciate them. You tell and thank you for everything we don't do throughout the year. Of course, now me don't do. I know say plenty good man and they out there where they do that. I mean, forget about this culture wearing, oh man no more for day in charge. Of course, you have been in charge for the whole year. How about you give this few days to her? You make it feel good. You make it feel like say you appreciate her. You and the bikini all. Una do that one day. So all these Sierra Leonean women, this wire so they go to Una today. All right? And so most of our broadcast get to be focused on that exclusively from studio number 8 based in Houston, Texas. So once more, stick around with us as we continue to bring the programs to you. Stick around.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
Sierra Leone in West Africa is one of the poorest countries in the world. Here, pregnancy and childbirth claim the lives of thousands of women every year. In rural areas, girls get married young and traditionally have lots of children, like farmer's wife Zainabu.
Ipoko maten, pa 9, okin coffee, capuchino 9. Ya samo ipoko mbambo ne chemba chimoboni. Koko be. Mananga ba feta ambe kanga 7 to 9. Sometimes liba bo kero baki. Tai. Bon sofa, sana bon sofa ngamas ba filo an kam paskokia. Paka kara bon sofa. Ngibe ba ka filfino. Ya do ba
Ni botrenga because sabe sai de aqui. Se play laugh. Times ki kan we can palm. You can go back, then you give me a small forget I'm picking in the all na moral.
Yeah.
Suko ngak bati, so ngwa ayima di, ibankala. So sima my man says pa mi le kuma because you blame nga chan my a problem.
Aside from the financial costs of parenthood, in Sierra Leone, 1 pregnancy in every 8 results in the death of the mother.
Ikoya kama timne, koya kama poto, komu. Pa ke pa tas mo ma pa kame koyengi, mine san antipe mine se ma ko fotane, me ka tsa ma ma jene, je tsa ma jene pa bo family plan change.
You will not say you want join family planning today na the day. Mary still some bring family planning to now domotia.
Zainabu's community is fortunate. Every month, an outreach team comes to town to provide contraception. While Zainabu is seriously considering birth control, the men in the village are struggling with old superstitions.
Family plan, come let's talk bing ayo.
Family planning. So ka kuma shiba kuro marsu. Anan family planning, mine mal sami boy nung bumoyo tani. Wan mine be back ba kamera. Obera kami ka loko ke pa ka ko join. Mo ko na yo ko e bala to lankbu. Ichem ko reason so lensi.
Bepi moya akara so nye. Otim ofino nange ama hetma miminang. Ofino nan kere ampa mama fofboy amba ma ede chuke.
Yes.
Obera kami olan. Kere nder ngamuno fino. Moya ala chuko hito olan. We mo olan kamane ashel. Apa ke libo filé obera.
We di pambon. Come on, now we don't left pambon I mix up. So I mix some man and I like it. Si I don't want me picking them so loud, you are going to take for doing a loud drum. You can left to right, if you don't join so still you good young, you left to God. Or go join a family plan. Come be curious. Can't walk your fino. Never say you do that come. Because what's come no problem. Let's stand 9 minutes, I'm up there problem.
Ipata subumni la join a family plan. Alo metiranga, alo materianga, make back about a mega moya make it join a Nyam no join tai, ya mnitita so kuma.
Family on Adu. Our set too much smaller we are waiting with the talk, yeah? We can't today now so for can old family planning clinic. Waiting a family planning. Others are be waiting a family plan. Eh?
For Zainabu and most of the other women, this is all new.
Implants. All my want them. Then they put an at the hand now. Then we get the other one when at the coil. Eh? Not to rubber, not to iron. You see, now rubber. See, can't touch her. You see, una see, this wire so you dey fix her up to 10 years. Now, Mr. Bright, they can show now how then they use the money self-young condom, yeah?
Well, this condom, it prevents beaucoup sick may not get them. You might not get them, you prefer not get them.
We left one family planning. Which one left? The one where you want left, pata where you know one born picking. Where you cut her, you take this tube, it tie her. You take this tube, it tie her. You put her inside, it lock her. You know they sleep, una two they talk, then they chloroform there so that you not go feel no pain. After 3-4 days, you don't ready for do mommy and daddy business back. You can do any kind of work back.
After hearing all the options and consulting with the nurse, Zainabu opts for a tubal ligation, permanent sterilization. The operation will take 25 minutes. Zainabu has a local anaesthetic, so is awake the whole time, and the team talk to her.
Right, and so my family and that's now a quick education about waiting we woman and they go through in Sierra Leone. Of course, about this time, just want for say a lot of thanks and appreciation to the Journeyman TV. Now they do that one day for Sierra Leone. Of course, just like I would don't talk today, we're going to talk plenty about woman them because this is not Valentine's. And of course, what other time do you have in a whole year for you to show appreciation to anybody when a woman na your life, whether na you mama, na you girlfriend, na you wife, your sister, you know, anybody where you get woman na your life, where you know say this woman are good to you. This is the time you get for appreciate them. This is the time you get for show them, for say you appreciate them because of everything we don't do in the past year. So I think say this is not a very valid time. So once more from Sherrick's Broadcast Network, we want to say happy Valentine's to all Sierra Leonean women, wherever you are around the globe. We want to say plenty thank you to you. And of course, this is not also a moment where we want for use for able for show to now waiting some Sierra Leonean women they do, you know, around the globe. You know, like when man can sit down, you think say I want to do something for my country, Sierra Leone. Waiting some of the women that they do in the country. And so we happen forget one with sister when Umu Pyne. Umu Pyne then in Norway. But Umu Pyne na been teacher before. They work, you know, in Sierra Leone on the non-governmental organizations. And of course it happened for be station around them where I'm by area then they. So the way we see the Pekin they go through life, waiting they happen to them. So instead of decide say what it can Norway, it decide for put on per school business for able for take care of them picking there. So now that particular side school not been there. So today we'll talk to them exclusively about waiting they do And so on this day of Valentine's celebration at Sherrick's Broadcast Network, now one woman that one day we want for, you know, tell plenty thank you for waiting it do na Sierra Leone, waiting it stand for, and waiting at the motivation and inspiration out of waiting it do. And so me family them wanna stick around as we bring Umu Pyne to una at this point. Stick around with us. Let we take a look at the 2015 population and housing census where this statistics Sierra Leone provide to the government, all right? And when we talk about that, what are we talking about? We are actually talking about this report. This report right here is a very essential report. Right. And so talking about you as a person, as a leader in that ministry, plenty of people then they maintain this idea about you for say you not possible very argumentative, you're feisty, you're arrogant, and most of all they say you do vex too much. You know, by most of the platform they will say you don't appear, people they see you they talk with vengeance. But today feel like today now you most relaxing interview days. So what thing you go tell people the way we don't maintain that idea about you? What they look at is the same thing we was shown last week. Now, last week, if you remember, I will show you waiting the apple around the equator. You see a lot of adverse weather activities but they go on around the equator. Now, waiting what they see this week, it don't go down small. It not sound like last week where we see a lot of activities but they go on, especially a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorm, a lot of clouds being settled. Now, that one they don't less this very week. London, so let's see who's calling. Hello, who is on the line?
Hello, and this is Mohammed Darami from England, from UK.
Yes, Mr. Darami, you want to make a comment on the program?
Yes, I just want to contribute a bit here.
Yes, go ahead.
Man, he got no place in Sierra Leone. You know, and to be very realistic, and put the religion aside, and Sierra Leone, we all don't live in our country today. We know waiting at religious tolerance. We don't coexist together for long ages ago. Yeah. But for the mere fact that this man it is so disrespectful to even the politicians and even it's disrespectful for the entire nation, you know. Right. See the way the man disrespect even late Tijan Kaba. Right. That man not to be ordinary man, like the real president. Right.
Hello, my family. Unakabo again. Welcome to Sherrick's Broadcast Network, the place who will bring Africa live to whosoever you day around the globe. Of course, today again another day where we get a special program that so we'll get for bring come to una. Of course, to all the women them where they watch Sherrick's Broadcast Network from around the globe, we want to say happy Valentine's to you wherever you are. Of course, we hope say this Valentine go bring you good memories, go bring you joy, and of course, you significant other go able for elevate you whosoever you day. Of course, this is not the term we they show to women them for say we like them for say we appreciate them for everything what they do for we demand them and for we communities them. So in fact, now that make today we decide for get a special guest now, so we get for talk to we now one part with sisters then we they do very well now Sierra Leone. We get for talk to today specifically about waiting they do in the country. But before that, of course, when I know say late Dr. Martin Mada Salia we been go na Sierra Leone go help with the Ebola crisis, been get for loss in life. But why is a day alive? Talk the way been talk way that talk they resonate with some of us here. And of course that talk they been talk say any small corner who say you find yourself waiting you they do na that corner they for brighten that corner. If you're not doctor, waiting they do na your area for brighten that your area they. You're not engineer, you're not teacher, you're not nurse, or you're not somebody who just from the goodness of your heart you want for help the community. Waiting you they do na your own corner. So in fact that's now with inspiration, and that now with motivation, and that make way we get for talk to Umu today. But before we actually talk to Umu, we want for bring that very talk the way Dr. Mada Salia been talk, and so stick around.
He was really talented. He's a doctor with a difference. Yes, it's going to take some time to set it, to bring the hospital back to its glorious days. It's going to take some time.
Oh, the late Dr. Martin Salia may is so rest in perfect peace. He had passion for the job. He wanted this hospital to be the best in this country. He wanted to be see this hospital as the center of excellence in this country.
We need to check each and every individual, what you are doing. What are you offering in your own small corner that you could brighten that corner? How are you contributing in one way or the other to promote this place?
He is the kind of person, even a porter that is working in.
All right, of course, my family that now Dr. Martin Mada Salia, may his soul rest in perfect peace. Of course, on the screen now, we see we own sister, we now Miss Umu Pyne. We talk to her today live from Norway. Of course, that cold place today. Now but it's still they help with people them, you know. So today we talk to her live on waiting they do for the people of Sierra Leone. Hello, Umu. How you do today?
Good afternoon, Ibrahim. I did do fine. How you say?
I did do okay. Of course, now a delight to we for talk to you today. We want for first of all tell you plenty thank you for where you be on the follow you be on the watch which would the broadcast now Sherrick's Broadcast Network, and through that one day you take the step for able for contact with for let we talk about what they do now your country. Of course, we are very much impressed by what they do now Sierra Leone. Now they will all come out. And of course, like how Dr. Martin Mada Salia say, whichever corner you find yourself, what they do in that corner day, you know. So now that what they talk about today. So before we actually talk about Salon Umu, tell us more about Norway. How they call you and how they deal with that?
The cold is too much.
Too much.
Too much. Yeah, the snow don't come too much this year.
Right.
I think around my house I get over 1.5 meters snow day.
Wow.
Yeah, the place
so
is very
much.
cold, yeah.
So time can kind of Norway where una can get like summer, so we no snow, not the kind of place can warm when they enjoy when I say.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Well, now from the ending of April, from April to August, we not get snow at all. But from September now,
right,
up to April, they get snow back.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, you know, we hope so you go stay safe. We say the under. But let us talk about what you they do. Naturally, of course, we are very much impressed by what you they do. You are the founder of Women in Development. do you tell with family and small about this organization? How what's make you former?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to this program. First, I want to say thank you to you because you really don't focus this program to all the women at the world, and especially Sierra Leone women then, for which we advance happy Valentine's Day. Thank you very much for that.
No problem, I appreciate it.
Yeah, this program actually I formed because I really try for make a lift up me company women them, especially the grassroots women them, and the young girls then. What happened during the late 80s, I been work for Care International, so I been cover Moyamba district, Tonkolili district and Bombali district. But I find out say Moyamba district get 14 chiefdoms them, and one of the chiefdoms then they were poverty be the really show they, and education are almost zero at that time. Then we get primary schools them, but by the time they became the class 6, whether 13 or 14 years. When they come back, you go meet something, they don't get them to marriage. And just imagine, they get 13-year-old picking married to 45-year-old man or 50-year-old man. So I find out for say education be really down at that area there. So now I decide for say, well, this I try for bring education kind of this chiefdom. So now that inspire me actually.
Okay, so now the your interest for bring education now your area now that inspire you for do this. Now, who say they provide these services as specifically in Sierra Leone?
Now Moyamba district, now one of the chiefdoms them we named Ribbi Chiefdom, or the headquarters town at Bradford.
Okay. And so now this area you born, you get any you know family connections in this area?
Now Moyamba town are born.
Okay, Moyamba town. Okay. So
Yeah.
what did make you decide for choose this specific, you know, place who say they do this?
As I say, during the late 80s, when I been work for Care International, I been cover Moyamba district, Tonkolili and Bombali district. I found out for say Moyamba district now one of the poorest districts in the country, especially Ribbi Chiefdom. Now the education be lack very much.
Okay, okay. So that Ribbi Chiefdom you choose them because education be lack there. Okay.
Yes.
And so you know, I mean they look at some of the pictures the way you sent to we, you know, we get for can share and just now with viewers they made and see, you know, I really became very passionate about what they do because what they do na Sherrick's Broadcast Network now the same kind of thing you do, even though you did on a different level. So tell me small about the name where you give the school.
Yeah, the name of the town inside Norway, because when I come Norway during the early 90s, and I get this educational passion inside me for make I help the youths in that area there. So when I come Norway, at least further my studies, do education back, that I begin for teaching at one school in Norway. So I decide for tell my company teachers and the staff about Usa Komot. After the war is still less Sierra Leone, and I tell them say really I go on for me to assist me for make promote education in that area there. And then Norwegian people then are people that they give too much, and I give it people them. So they all embrace the idea. And not of the school number why they teach. So I decide for take the campaign at all the other schools them na the town side. So all the upper secondary schools them they embrace the idea. Don't when the war done 2002. Now the Norwegians they say well the best thing we want for go down there for go see this place here. So 2004, 3 upper secondary school people there with one of the teacher go down with me in Sierra Leone, they go look this place. So from that time the project starts. But I get the project in women in development because now women they really have the try for focus on. Because we use them, the girls them, they therefore become women one find it, women one find it. The problem is that the children and the picking and be the born picking when they all 13 years of age, you go see for say picking, they get picking. So I will try for make I go promote education so that when them 10 go good for born picking after the age of 18, when they go done secondary school or college, at least they go done mature for that. So now then they all make a decide for make a go focus on the youth, women, girls, and for elevate poverty.
Right. And so that place, the town was in Norway, then called it Lillehammer. Is it
Lillehammer?
Lillehammer. Okay.
Yeah.
So that now the name that only did at the school.
Yeah. So as I said that Norwegian people are giving people them. So even the mayor of the town, the whole town embraced the project. So the mayor of the town decided say, well, with the people they say, well, the best if I for me we give the school a name Lillehammer. So they made the school name Lillehammer.
Okay.
Secondary school.
Wow, that is really good. You know, these are some of the things. And so far, the school, now you begin from foundation up, or there was an existing school, you just go and enhance them. How you doing?
Now be a very thick forest in the place.
Wow.
Lower Ribbi comprised of 13,500 people, the population at that time during 1990. 65 small villages then. So I talked to the chiefs then at the area. I say, well, another day one for do. So they allocate a site, give me when I be thick forest. So now me everything go for till the land, everything do by hand. Transportation from Freetown, car with workers and from Freetown, all building materials provided from Freetown. So now very new area, now fresh area.
Okay, so now you begin from foundation going up.
Yes, of course.
So how about the teachers, the way they teach in a school? Now the school, you did get any help from government, or now you they pay them directly?
I know they get help from government. Everything they come up from the project, now me they pay them directly.
So the school, not a government assisted school, this is not private school.
Not at all, not a government assisted school. Well, actually, I don't want to call it a private school. I just want to call it a community school. Because for the community, really, I provide the school.
Okay. But you don't make any application to the Ministry of Education, at least for me to incorporate the school into the system, so they would at least help you with paying teachers?
Well, I don't make application to the government, but now for me, they recognize the school for say the school then at the country, because I not go run the school like that if the government don't know about it. So the education office na Mayamba know about the school, and even the head office na Freetown. The school is recognized by the government. Now a community school, I not ask them for any assistance for pay the teachers then. The schools established 2006, and from that day up to now, the teachers and I made pay them. I don't provide employment for over 40 teachers then. Where they come, where they want to improve themselves, then go back to college and improve themselves. But the staff, as it is now 15 staff, I guess, and they all get salary from the first month to the beginning.
Wow. And
all the teachers are qualified teachers. Then.
Wow. And so, yeah, I talked to one party teachers that were teaching at his school, Augustine, in Maryland. He was very, on the way he begin for praise, one for get off the phone, He talk. I said, Augustine, I said, Mr. said, don't talk to him more. I know, I believe what you talk. So, Umu, tell me about this. So you feel any burden because of the fact that you they help the student and at the school, you they help with logistics for the school. They at the same time you they pay the teachers them. How you they generate the revenue for able to do that?
Well, I did one by asking my friends, and I also know Norway, the Norwegians, and from since early 2000, why we don't tell them about that project. So every year I just renew me request. The all seminars them at different schools them now the town and around. So almost every youth na Lillehammer or around Lillehammer know about Sierra Leone and know about education system na Sierra Leone, and they know about that school. So now a continuous basis of income generating, going to them, asking them kindly all the time since 2004.
Wow. And you can provide evidences either in photos or videos for me to see actually waiting they go on at the ground. Is that true?
Yes, of course, but not all down there. They even take them down there. They don't go down there several times for go visit the school.
Okay. So you don't get any volunteers from Norway for go down there and actually help with teaching or for do certain things and they like during summer vacation?
Well, not really.
Okay. So maybe that could be the next thing. And so if you be don't contact government, the Ministry of Education, and know about the school, they be don't take any step for going to the school, at least for do inspection, see what they do, and they don't say anything back to you with regards waiting at the impression?
Yeah, all the time. Then they really present for that. Ministry of Education, they're very much into that school. Then they even go say that they go give training to the teachers then, at least for renew them, refresh them. Their ability. And not about sending on an education office know about that school. Even nurses know about the school with the pay nurses. Yeah.
So waiting at the hold up, waiting I can tell you why they not on, incorporate the school into the educational system of the country, with regards to actually paying the teachers at least.
Well, all thing I can say is it take time. But the other thing is that the school not be get any examination center. So anytime when the picking and one for this them beke, pass again for move them to Waterloo and get them there for 2 weeks and provide lodging and feeding for them. So I don't apply to West Africa Examinations Council for me. They will give me a code where they on the vaginal for me. Then give me the code so that the picking will begin for sit at the school compound because I get all the facilities them at the compound.
Right. So, what are your own personal impression of the fact that you as a Sierra Leonean, you don't go now with man and country, you get the passion for do this kind of thing at your country, they don't help you, you don't do them, you don't go establish the school from foundation going up to Usaide now for all these years, but you don't see really like the government, at least they help you with only the teachers. I go do everything else, but do you want to pay the teachers? As a Sierra Leonean, how do you feel about that?
Well, really, I don't want to put the blame on anybody because maybe don't take up that day for say I want for build upon the educational background of the youths at the area. I not just want for put the blame on the government or anybody. Make we just go as how they go. Sometimes they all not be don't know about me, but sometimes this program come on, sometimes will know about me. So
yeah. Well, Umu, we will kill for talk through, because here I am sitting here and they think about the fact say, if me na be Minister of Education at Sierra Leone, I don't see a sister. Because the reason why you do this, I know say you think about the future of the country, not only the people in Ribbi Chiefdom. But then picking away, you don't provide this opportunity for where then they go to this school, where then they land there. You never know. Maybe a president will come out of there, or somebody will go help other people there. So when I see you, they do stuff like this, I go want for jump on it and help you one thing. But I still say you are not frustrated by the fact that they get the kind of help you want. But we understand that. And you don't have to blame anybody anyway.
Yeah, but. Actually, if we can start about that question you asked me, more just start first from the honorable at the area. If the honorable really get interest about this school bill, I don't before we go up na the government level na head office na Freetown. So na make I say I don't want to talk too much because if the honorable say at the area not even sabi myself or not sabi myself or not even go to the school compound, so na make I don't want to comment on that at all. I just want to reserve my opinion. Right.
Well, we get for change salon, and by the way, there, when they brighten your own small corner, at least we get for recognize what you do. But we really want to appreciate you for what you do. So, what's in at the graduation rate since you don't establish the school, picking don't graduate from there, waiting at the success level?
Yeah, very good. The point about this is that the school starts 2006 to 2007 academic year. From that 10 day. We after during the Ebola term we just removed that 2 years. But I don't get over 500 people is where they don't go through that school day. Where they don't go through JSS.
Okay. So go ahead.
Don't after that we'll not be get SS at all. So then be further than SS now Waterloo or 4 mile. So I get over 300 who don't the SS. We don't go through SS. Though I get over 100 who do nursing, some of them do teaching, they're not gonna teach in institutions like FTC, some they don't go meet Magaido, I guess some of them do the FBC as well.
Okay. So up to this moment, you don't get the SSS yet. Now just junior secondary school stuff first.
Well, I don't get the SS now. I get SS2.
Okay, so you get SS2. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's good. Oh my God, I can't believe. Umu, you are doing very well in that area. And so, you know, so how often you can travel for go na the place na Sierra Leone for monitor with the apple?
About 4 or 5 times a year. I just commoded 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So na the ground the principal of the school, apart from the principal of the school and the immediate administration, you get other people that are the community we put tamper and wait till they do so.
Yes, of course. We get board members them, and we get the parents head when a community member, and the section chief. The chief, they're all at the area. Then they all are in the school. They all get knowledge about what happen at the school. Because as I say, during the late 80s, by the time the 13 or 14 years, you don't see sometimes the beginning gap pikin don't get belly, the boy pikin don't drop out. But even the community said they help for monitor. Then all they take Hawa Kamara at the age of 14, they go give for the say we hold 55 years. You know, the community said they try for control land on the in place. So the community very well involved.
Okay.
Now you be trying for talk about the principal. So I just want to say to you proudly that the principal of the school is a female teacher. A female.
Okay.
I get 4 female teachers in the staff. Don't the rest now men. Don't I even employ disabled teachers themselves because I want for CC give work to all sets of people in Sierra Leone.
Okay, that's good. So the pay where they pay the teachers that commensurate to the qualifications we then get and the government rate, right? Is that?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Nobody know they get below 500,000 at least. They get the salary way equivalent to the government salary.
Okay.
Don't not so that number alone, because the village, the school center a village. I decided for build staff quarter all for the staff them, so the staff then get staff quarters.
Wow. So the staff then gets staff quarters as well.
Yes, of course.
So, you know, we can say most of the teachers, the way they teach in our schools in Sierra Leone, it can take a couple of months, they're not getting salary. So, is that what you are doing too, or you they pay you on them?
Not to say I don't say the first month where any teacher they start for work, they get salary immediately. Yeah, say the school year they start in September. As soon as September and every teacher will start to get salary immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, that's good. That's good. So I know say plenty teachers and they now they want gonna Ribbi Chiefdom for teaching at your school.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you can get in kind comments then like people that they express interest say they want for good teaching at your school.
Yeah, I get a lot of them on the list.
Okay.
Well, so I'm not going to replace any teacher. I'm not ready for going because they all qualify. Although some of them can for build more on the education, some of them get HTC, they get BA, some of them can for go FBC for go do degree course or IPAM. So they can go there and replace them.
Right. So wow, that is really good. That is good. You know, so what they do now the school I know say the people that way they help you for do all of this, they very appreciate what they do.
Yes.
That's good. So let's talk about the syllabus, the way that they use the school curriculum and all of that. You know, I know say Sierra Leone and the Ministry of Education get curriculum and syllabus the way that they use for teaching at the country. Is that what you are using?
Yes, of course. As I say, Ministry of Education and Moyamba they come now and again for refresh the memories of the teachers then. Okay. So now the syllabus now we use the syllabus of Sierra Leone. Yeah.
You add any small recipe inside it from the Norwegian education for me and get that small flavor for say, you know, this school is being supported by Norway, and so therefore when I teach small thing way FIBA like a Norway the education, you add something like that.
Well, yes, of course. The beginning know very much about Norway, about the Norwegian system, about the Norwegian weather, the snow, everything. They know very much about what they happen and with the teach the beginning preventive measures them and healthy ways of living. Although yes, the teacher and other schools in Sierra Leone, but yeah, we'll get all that we'll incorporate into the school system there.
So you get any like systems that saying there's schools then at the first world they are using technology more. You get any technology where they use either they show them videos, projectors, computer lab, then kind of thing, and you get any kind of amenities and they.
Yeah, we get computer all the beginning they learn about. At least we get television. They don't. Then they learn them some technologies and
Okay,
we need to get more computers then for the school. Yeah.
Okay, so personally, as a person, I know say you get your own family, you get your own life for live, but you don't decide for do this. I know say it's a huge responsibility, but how you they feel personally that you they do this kind of thing? Which personal satisfaction will you get?
Oh, Daddy, I'm not going for measure. I'm just for see no more. The girl child, now that area, the way don't go school, where then they educate the people then back. Just waiting, Boku people don't go through that school, where they see them. That now one of the things another way they make they feel happy all the time. Because just imagine now you can go Wasale, you can go Freetown, you can go Boy, you must meet somebody who don't go through that school. When you say I will be very proud of the school. And again, I just want to add this one say when ADC say that the people they talk about more of educating people, especially like waiting the car person as Sierra Leone during political time. Like down at that place, they don't need to go educate people. They say because people they know a lot of things really happen at the political atmosphere now. Because they begin then they learn a lot of civics that they come back now home, then they can tell the people them about what's in the happen. Yeah, they begin they know all the candidates, then they know all the parties, then they know all waiting for them. In fact, the most funny thing, the community members then. Candidate no go and go say I want call meeting. Then he say hey, no can life away because that woman don't can be last school. You don't make we don't know boku about this country. Because they didn't talk for say a lot of illiterate that are so you know they know what's beside for tick the paper. No, but not down there. Right.
Right, definitely. We all get for contribute in different ways there for educate with people. So you get any ambition for going to politics, and
Ibrahim.
Let us not talk about Andy right now.
Well, the point about it is that waiting na my most burning issue now for many people to become educated na Sierra Leone. I don't mind for the education aside if actually they pick on me because the grassroots level now them really me focus on, so at least I get a lot of knowledge about that. So from since year 2000 to now, I don't depend over so many years.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. If they ask me sometime, I might.
Well, because the reason for asking this, not to because somebody like you they live a good. Right now, we say you get your motocar, the food where they eat, they ever tire Panam. You got able for take care of your immediate family. But somebody like you don't take this extra efforts without anybody helping you. You put your own resources, your energy, and everything. You do them. So if somebody like you become a leader in Sierra Leone, me no say they become a leader just for siphon or for do bad things. You do them from your heart, because you are already doing it without even being in leadership position, right? So now that make way I ask that question there, So I know say right now we don't go through 10 years of APC rule in the country. I know we're not to go deep into politics, I know say like for talk about Andy, but at least there are moments here and a time for we're able to reflect on a country we say we're all born, right? Waiting you think about the fact say, I know say if you get citizenship in another country, you not go right for you be president of the country at least, but all the other positions there. You feel say it just or a right for let people then prevent Sierra Leoneans the way they are abroad, we don't become citizens of other countries, for say may they not go at all and participate in the development of the country. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't feel so actually because as you say, I'm not really the one for go too much into politics, but it's also not too much of politics. It deal with we all as individuals then or as a group of people. I feel say because like what I don't do so now. I don't do it because na Sierra Leone are born. So I'm not facing them for prevent we for make we not go there for go join into politics at all. Because if they're not the preventive for more, go help the country. They're not for preventive for more, join politics.
Right.
So I don't feel too good about it at all because we contribute a lot to the country.
Right.
We all now all in at the government. We're not sitting on a government for do something. We're all supposed to do. Like what I don't do so that my own small corner.
Yes.
So I feel say them for look into this back and try for see waiting for happen because a lot of we contribute to the country in development.
And so Umu, like right now, if you're a citizen of Norway, with all these good things what they do, if you go run for position as Sierra Leone, they say you get for denounce your citizenship in Norway. If you denounce that citizenship in Norway, that's go make your heart change about what you want to do for your community?
Not at all.
Right, you know.
Not Sierra Leone born. So my heart no go change at all. Now the most if I will get zeal for continue because I get more zeal for continue. I just want to see more other grassroots women and more girls than at the villages them develop like how my own girls don't develop in that area of the country. So I my heart no go change at all. I'm very proud of Sierra Leone.
Exactly. So that means if you're not a Sierra Leonean, you get bad intentions for the country. Denouncing your citizenship not get for make you change that bad intention for the country. Just like you get good intentions, your denouncing your citizenship is not gonna change waiting you plan for your country. Right.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm proud of Sierra Leone. You don't see me flag behind me, green, white, and blue.
Right. That's good. Exactly.
I'm proud of Sierra Leone.
Yes.
So I'm ready for do more for the country actually.
Yes. Yeah. So when you can go back, you picking a way they provide this happier to how they can receive you, like where you can go back.
Oh, then they are not. It's not easy for me to tell you how because it's too much. Then it's so glad they say, "Mama don't come, Mama don't come." The people not even stop self at the compound. They all don't come on at the classroom. There.
Yes, I can imagine that, right? You know. Oh my God! So they all they come on a class for can see you.
Not to come on, they all they don't come with me.
You know, which time they go back in a salon though? You get plan for go. You get plan for go soon.
You have to make us out now at this.
Because I want go. I want meet up with the tell where you did it. So I go able for cover you and that school day.
Well, that's what we'll talk about.
Okay, we'll go talk about that. Not a problem.
Off camera.
Yeah, off camera, no problem. Because I one day na Ribbi Chiefdom, you know, Sheriff's Broadcast Network will cover you and how the Pekin they receive you. You know, this is really impressive. I mean, if we only get, you know, about 200 of your kind, can you imagine how Sierra Leone go there? So waiting that you message to other women them, where they all over the world, where, you know, waiting that you message to them about how to help that country.
Well, actually, we all go with different abilities and we all go with what we focus on. But as I say, it's really fine for make if we get the chance, make we really try for help with sisters them, with picking them, with auntie them, with mama them. At least then they say government, but we not go left all thinking the government. Even for more all put hand and make salon go before. Yeah.
Right. So in whichever way we go able for do that one day, your message on this day, even though we know say Valentine's is on February 14, but we not today will begin with celebration. So on this day of Valentine, we don't devote our broadcast to all the Sierra Leone women around the globe. So you happen for be one where they talk to a very successful person where they do well in the country. We want to tell you plenty thank you for what you do. And of course, you don't inspire. We all, we just go tell you for, let you think about doing more if you get the opportunity. You don't begin up from a secondary school. So all them beginning now where they graduate, maybe they get for look up to going to college. So they look forward to that, Umu. You know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time and efforts and that, you know, you get any last word where you go on for say?
Yes, actually, I just want to talk about the feeding program because the Pekin and they get food 3 times a week, hot food. And again, I provide transportation again for them because then they work about 3 to 3 hours from their villages for Canada school. So that's I provide transportation for them. And I just want to thank you for where you focus this program to we the women of Sierra Leone.
Yes.
And around the world. for the upcoming Valentine Day on the 14th.
Right.
And as I said no more, I just want for encourage my company woman and for make we try for help together.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we appreciate you so much. I know say you do plenty good there. In fact, I not been thinking about that side for the food. You know, I know say you get things the way you do, they are in pockets. But you know, next time we'll go cover everything. But we thank you very much. We wish you success. We wish you the best of everything. And happy Valentine's once more.
Thank you.
All right.
What a matter. You been tell me, say, you go stay by me. All the time, when the trouble come, I don't see you by my side. You been tell me, say, show me the love way I desire, the way I desire. When the rain they come, I now see you by my side. When your rain day come, I now see you by my side. Sweet desire, you know me sweet desire. Tell me why make you do this to me, my sweet desire. Sweet desire, you know me sweet desire. Tell me why make you do this to me, my sweet desire. In a matter, now say, you go stay by me. All the time, when the trouble come, I don't see you by my side. You been tell me, say, show me the love way I desire, the way I desire. What you make you left me go? When the rain they come, I now see you by my side. I now see you, baby girl. When the rain they come, I now see you by my side. Sweet desire, you know me sweet desire. Tell me why make you do this to me, my sweet desire. Sweet desire, you know me sweet desire. Tell me why make you do this to me, my sweet desire. Tell me, say, you go stay. Show me the love. Tell me, say, you go stay. Show me the love. Namusuna, musuna, musuna, musuna. Namusuna, musuna, musuna, musuna. Namusuna, musuna, musuna, musuna. Namusuna, musuna, musuna, musuna. Sweet desire, you know me sweet desire.
Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen, that Sir J with Sweet Desire. Of course, one for say a lot of thanks to Sir J, and of course, happy Valentine's to all the Sierra Leonean women all over the globe. Of course, before that, Nabi Umu Pyne, and of course, just imagine what in this sister of ours they do. We don't say we get plenty Sierra Leonean women, they do similar thing in the country. And so if you out there, you do something like this, you want for, let will make them know about you, feel free for contact we at Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Of course, we go by this mantra for say, any small corner where say you find yourself, waiting you they do na that corner for brighten that corner. That's the question, right? Because Sierra Leone as a country don't reach a point wherein we can no longer leave it to only politicians. We all get for put we hands on deck for ensure say we don't move this country forward. So you need for ask yourself that very moral question as to, you know, waiting you they do na your own small corner where they brighten that corner. You know, like where we now, you know, what would they do now? So this now we on small corner. So what would they do now for brighten this corner? Now would they do so? You know, if you're not a nurse, you're not a teacher, you're not a carpenter, you're not a mason, you learn. You know, you're not an engineer, you're not a politician, waiting you to do that you own small corner for brighten that corner day for the sake of Mama Salone. And so that would encourage everybody for do, right? Now that's not the encouragement, especially as we go into the elections where they come up in the country. Now that's what they do, right? So once more, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you out there, Sierra Leoneans, women. We want to tell you, I say you guys are pretty, beautiful, you know, inside out. If you're not a person way you discourage on this day because you not get your significant other near you, where we in Ayana Sheriff's Broadcast Network would stand with you, would send this message of love out to you, you know, would solidarize with you, would wish you a happy Valentine's Day wherever you are. You know, we get for the elevate woman them, you know, because you see, me not be one man way me say been stuck up small, you know, I always feel see me not the man, you know, for it make I even be romantic sometimes and nobody do that at the time why I be young, why I be small anyway. But we don't realize for say it is always good for us to appreciate woman them. I mean, one time in a year for everything what they don't do throughout the year, we don't say woman and they out there we now then they go out, then they go in and go out, then they take care of you picking them. Then they make sure say they stand with your family, you mama, you daddy, you know, then I like I will say come mama them. So if you get that kind of woman in your life, you want for from this day going to the 14th of this month, when a Valentine's Day, you want for show appreciation. You know, I like you not get nothing for them, but just tell and say thank you for everything you are doing. It goes a long way. So within our Sheriff's Broadcast Network, the way we did one, we they invite women the way they do well, where they do good things then for the country, like Umu don't talk to. For little interview them, let inspire other women them, so that they go able for get involved in developments in a salon. And you know, it was deliberate where I bring that dual citizenship question to them. Because the thing about this dual citizenship question is that just because you don't denounce your citizenship in the country, which I don't go be citizen, not me say your intention where you get the plans the way you get for Sierra Leone, you not go execute them plans in there. If you're a person where you want to do bad to Sierra Leone, by just denouncing your citizenship, not get for change that bad plan, you could still go ahead and unleash your bad plans for the country. So for denounce citizenship, not mean nothing. You know, if our countries the way advance, then they embrace them brothers and sisters then, because they don't go abroad, they don't acquire knowledge, they don't acquire skills, they don't acquire education, they don't get experiences. So if you know somebody who mean well for that country, now then kind people you so you want for embrace, you want for bring them come. Look like what Umu they do. The city who say they live, Lillehammer, now Norway. From the mayor coming down, according to her, you don't hear them. They all don't get involved in this school business now Ribbi Chiefdom. So can you imagine if we get 1,000 of Umu in kind, where they do similar things then? These are people that way they are abroad. We are passionate about Sierra Leone. They say home is home. There is no place like home. So how you go there and you try for prevent your own brother and sisters just because they don't go abroad? You know what it mean for let somebody go abroad and become citizen of their country then? So anyway, we don't want to go into that. Today na Valentine's, we want to stay in the romantic mood. We don't want to go into politics too much and begin for spoil the day. Even though we get for can't bring on updates about what will happen in the week. But you know, say hold on until we touch that side is more, because that is what is messing the country. Right? So family, stick around as we continue to bring you the program.
Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change. Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
Sheriff's Broadcast Network. News. Sports. Weather. Business and finance. Technology, culture and more. Tell us your story. Let's debate. Let's stand on issues. Let's defend democracy in Africa. On SBN Live. Sharik's Broadcast Network. We lead, others follow. Sharik's Broadcast Network. News. Sports. Weather. Business and finance. Technology, culture and more. Tell us your story. Let's debate. Let's stand on issues. Let's defend democracy in Africa. On SBN Live. Sharik's Broadcast Network. We lead, others follow.
Yes, of course, Sharik's Broadcast Network will lead, others follow. Of course, we'll continue for bring you the program live from studio number 8. Of course, this time we'll get for bring you HealthWatch. Of course, family, of course, now when I be don't say, let me bring HealthWatch to now this week here, so per HealthWatch, we'll get for talk about, you know, the kind way they walk in Sidon. Like way some people then can sit down and cross their legs. You know, you put one leg on top the other one, you cross them. The one for tell you say there is a problem with that health wise, you know, there's a problem with that, and so now that's what they bring Cantona today on this program. So one for me, stick around as we bring come around.
This is Sharik's Broadcast Network's HealthWatch exclusive. Please watch your health. Thank you for watching.
Five reasons you should never cross your legs. Crossing the legs at the knee is a very common sitting pose. We do it automatically, but not too many people know that it can have serious consequences to our health. Look at this woman. Does she look attractive? Yeah, definitely. However, she is sitting in a dangerous position. Let's see what can happen to you if you spend too much time with one knee crossed over the other. 1. Palsy. Maintaining a particular posture for hours can lead to a condition called peroneal nerve paralysis or palsy. This can also happen if you sit in the same position for prolonged periods of time. The position that is most likely to cause the peroneal nerve palsy is the cross-legged one. 2. Increased blood pressure. In 2010, various studies proved that when you sit with your legs crossed for a long time, the blood pressure in your body increases. When you put one knee over the other, it sends blood from the legs up to the chest, resulting in a larger quantity of blood being pumped out of the heart. Here's another possible explanation. Blood pressure rises because the isometric exercise of the legs increases the resistance to blood flow. That's why crossing your legs at the ankles doesn't have the same effect as when you cross one leg over the other. Even if you don't have blood pressure problems, avoid sitting in this position. It can help you be healthier and prevent further circulatory disorders. 3. Pelvic imbalance. Prolonged leg crossing eventually makes the inner thigh muscle shorter and the outer thigh muscle longer, and puts your joints at risk of moving out of place. Remember, this can lead to pelvic imbalance. 4. Varicose veins. Although the biggest contributing factor to varicose veins is your genes, frequent leg crossing can result in inflammation of the compressed veins. These are tiny valves in the blood vessels that prevent blood from flowing in the wrong direction. When your legs are crossed, the pressure on your veins increases and impedes your blood flow, causing the vessels to narrow and allowing the backflow of blood. This can cause pooling of blood in the legs and make your veins swell. 5. Neck pain. Finally, a study found that sitting with the legs crossed for longer than 3 hours per day may develop a lower back, stooped posture, neck pain, and discomfort in your hips. Now, you might consider ditching the habit entirely to avoid any health risks. Make sure you uncross your legs next time you catch yourself doing so. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, and share it with others to let them know the risks of crossing their legs.
One Marabio. One State House.
APC, as you know, the bad government they always make. APC not good for this country, they're not good for themselves. So on March, we got to make sure say APC go, not a go. APC that they bring Ebola no so. APC that they don't make anti-young kind of this country no so. That bad man sickle they call cholera. What if they cause them? Now because we don't get clean water. Now we this today where APC say okay now no can stop cholera and Gambia. So what do they do? Now in them begin make the water supply. Gambia the whole country. Now we get the purest and the best water so far in the whole country. Gambia na get up. It will just dig for like when they open the pump, you go get the water. Sample in Ghana. You dey pay for a small. Sometimes they go people and they even they strain for pay. But yes, they get the water. That is what the APC they do. The evidence.
Well, you touch Kande, you touch Andrew, we will suffer. Who will this gone to? We will want change. We'll let it left we are.
The country as a business, I will be ignorant, not knowing that it will run out for make money for himself and his family members.
They see for me, I see for me. See for see. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Sam Malala, a true freedom fighter, he fought for the constitution and win.
Yes, of course, my family, of course, one for say plenty thank you to now for we want to hang around with we. Of course, we get for now bring some political updates as far as Sierra Leone is concerned. Of course, we get for start this week here so with the Coalition for Change, where you know say na the former Vice President of Sierra Leone, Alhaji Abubakar Sidiki Samsumana, na in the head that political party there as the political leader. And so it happened for go back now the country, and so you know say the political campaign don't go into high gear. And so let us see waiting the Coalition for Change they do right about this time. Stick around.
Which is why it was C4C that piloted the first lawsuit against the National Elections Commission, a lawsuit that me and Kevin and other members of the C4C team put together so that Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora will have the right to vote. That right, ladies and gentlemen, is a constitutional right. Someone teasingly asked me, Aliyu, why is it that 3 of the top members of C4C are lawyers? There's Julde, there's Kevin, there's me, and a bunch of others in Sierra Leone. My response was this: so that the next president of Sierra Leone that C4C helps elect understands one thing: we ain't gonna let you break the law. We at C4C believe that the diaspora, that's me and you and everyone here, is a gold mine of talents and experiences that Sierra Leone needs to tap into in order to take the great leap forward. We believe that the diaspora has been rendered unable to fully participate in governance and transfer its skills by government policies that create a non-thriving environment. We believe that the diaspora's inability to take part in the development of our nation is hampered by the fact that they are largely being ignored by successive All People's Congress and Sierra Leone People's Party governments. And it is because, as they claim, we are not in Sierra Leone. But guess what? They have always told us all politics is local, except when they need money to run the elections. That's when politics becomes global. It is time we take advantage of that. It is time we stand up and tell these people, you are not going to come to America, take our money, and then misgovern us. The diaspora, me and you and everyone here, you know that $100 you send for your auntie, and the $200 you send for your mother, and the $400 you send to pay someone's school fee in Sierra Leone? Well, let me tell you how much that amounts to. It amounts to almost $500 million of contribution from the diaspora into Sierra Leone economy. We need to have a right and a say in Sierra Leone's politics and governance.
You see for me, I see for you. C4C.
At C4C believe that all Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora have a right to vote, which is why it was C4C that piloted the first lawsuit against the National Elections Commission, a lawsuit that me and Kevin and other members of the C4C team put together so that Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora will have the right to vote. That right, ladies and gentlemen, is a constitutional right. Someone teasingly asked me, Aliyu, why is it that 3 of the top members of C4C are lawyers? There's Julde, there's Kevin, there's me, and a bunch of others in Sierra Leone. My response was this: so that the next president of Sierra Leone that C4C helps elect understands one thing: we ain't gonna let you break the law. We at C4C believe that the diaspora, that's me and you and everyone here, is a gold mine of talents and experiences that Sierra Leone needs to tap into in order to take the great leap forward. We believe that the diaspora has been rendered unable to fully participate in governance and transfer its skills by government policy.
All right, of course, Mifamude Datna, Mr. Aliyu Iskandari, of course, the chairman for the Coalition for Change Global. Of course, he's a lawyer by profession based in San Francisco. Now, the chairman for the Coalition for Change, winner the C4C. Of course, it will be talking up on one of the occasions. And so we get for bring come to now, you know, Alhaji Samasam Sumana, where he visit in hometown Kono, and how he was being welcomed over there. So sit tight as we bring that to you. Of course, some of we can become a little confused where they see say any politician will come out, they see large crowd being any politician will come out, they see large crowd being and so we try to figure out now if the Salone people them not go end up for deceive all them politicians because we don't know which is which now, right? But anyway, let's see Alhaji Samuel Samsumana after we make a visit to Kono.
Samsumana is ready for equality for the women of this country. Samsumana is ready for the expanded progress of this country. Samsumana is one no sure say equal opportunity in this country. Samsumana is say no to tribalism. Samsumana is say education. Samsumana is say yes for water supply and electricity. Samsumana is say no to the country. Samsumana say yes for the economy go on in this country. But I say to you, for when we achieve all of this, they can say to you, peace is the foundation. You see, this country believes it. Samsumana is ready for equality for the women of this country. Samsumana is ready for the expanded progress of this country. Samsumana is one no sure say equal opportunity in this country. Samsumana is say no to tribalism. Samsumana is say education. Samsumana is say yes for water supply and electricity.
The nice spirit. If they challenge anything, I get document them for prove everything. To the people of the community, to the fellow Sierra Leoneans across the world, that this time around, the APC way and Escoma been tell me say, where I join them, we pack about post up at the minister position. Just for you say what is senior they do not corner. He offered me 2 ministerial positions twice. I refused. He offered me ambassadorial position. I refused. And I say that indeed, as a businessman, we need for change Sierra Leone. I've been pleased to work with the right person for no change Sierra Leone. Indeed, I've been sheep, and I've been worked in sheep clothing. It deceives the people. It's every say they run the country as a business. I will be ignorant, not knowing that it will run out for make money for himself and family members. And me, I will say so now.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight Talk for Change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight Talk for Change.
Right, of course, so me family that now the Coalition for Change, Alhaji Samuel Samsumana, of course, during in visit na Kono, he talked to the people them. So the politics they heat up. And so, my family, we get for continue for bring the programs to you, but not forget for say this program is dedicated to the Sierra Leonean women as a celebration of Valentine's Day. Today we just decided we'll get for celebrating today because Valentine's get for fall on a weekday. And so happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you out there, Sierra Leonean women. We want you to feel good about yourself, feel good, feel proud. Of course, you are beautiful. Right, and so we demand them. We're supposed for show love to woman them. We're supposed for appreciate them for everything what they don't do throughout the year. And so, happy Valentine's Day to all the Sierra Leonean women. Stick around.
You been tell me, say you go stay by me all the time. When the trouble come, I no see you by my side. You been tell me, say show me the love.
Do you know North Side of Two? Have you seen our newest video clip? No, I haven't. It's really good. You need to see it. Really? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You kiss, now one in a million. You touch, now one in a billion. You love, now one in a trillion. You kiss, now one in a zillion. So take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Yeah, take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. The time where we meet, I be the afraid forgive me heart because then be done broken, yeah. Because then be done hurt me. I be done say to myself, I no go ever give me heart again to any man, not this world or any lover where I meet. But the way where you they treat me, you just make me mind change. The way where you hold me, you just make me thoughts change. You kiss, now one in a million. You touch, now one in a billion. You love, now one in a trillion. You kiss, now one in a zillion. So take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Yeah, take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. Love not the lie, no matter how you hide them. You tell me for say you go always do your best. The way where you handle me, you make her they confused. You make me forget the way we they hurt me. I wonder whose side you been they hide all this time. Ooh, whose side you be there? I wonder whose side you been they hide all this time. All this time. You kiss, now one in a million. You touch, now one in a billion. You love, now one in a trillion. You kiss, now one in a zillion. So take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Yeah, take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. You know me, man. I no want for lose you. You know me, lover. I no want for hurt you. You know me, all cheap. I want for love you till the end. Mori Diva, I want for love you. You know me, man. no one for lose you. You know me lover. I'm the one for hurt you. You know me all cheap. I want for love you till the end. Mori diva, I want for love you. You kiss, no one in a million. You touch, no one in a billion. You love, no one in a trillion. You kiss, no one in a zillion. So take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Yeah, take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. Far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Yeah, take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. You kiss, no one in a million. You touch, no one in a billion. You love, no one in a trillion. You kiss, no one in a zillion. So take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go see me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go find me. Take me far away, side. Nobody no go.
Yes, of course, my family that now Maurice Datu, of course, the Sierra Leonean sister doing it. Of course, just like how we don't talk today, we don't devote this day to women of Sierra Leone. Of course, happy Valentine's Day in advance. 4 more days to Valentine's Day. But of course, we don't start the celebration early. Of course, you na man where they watch with you. If you get anybody with a woman now you like, whether na your sister, your mama, you know, your girlfriend, your wife, your significant other. Today na the day, or from now to 4 days from up to from now, you're supposed to tell that person, you're supposed to make that person, that woman, they able for know how much you appreciate them, right? I mean, for everything way they don't do now your life, you need to appreciate them. And so Valentine's Day, this is our celebration at Sheriff's Broadcast Network, and of course we say happy Valentine's to each and every one of you out there. Of course, so me family them at this point, we're going to continue for bring political updates from Sierra Leone, and of course, what happened at the country in the past week. So next, we're going to go to the National Grand Coalition, where the presidential candidate is Dr. Kande Koleyom Kela, waiting themselves do in this past week. So one for me, stick around.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight talk for change.
I was trying to watch me and I found him is being. fetch for me. To fetch for common man. You say, go play. I will say, go play. After 56 years, I don't say, they don't want to play again. They don't want to play again. We want to learn again. We don't want to teach a lie. We don't want to teach a lie. We don't teach a lie. Now, I know very good.
Sierra Leoneans resident in the diaspora are determined to make their voices heard in the March elections, despite efforts of the ruling party to marginalize them. About 35 days to polling day, most of them have arrived in the country to sensitize their localities on the need for change. One of such persons is Hassan Baraka, a businessman from the United States of America, and in a meeting with his Lunsar community, informed inhabitants of his mission in Sierra Leone.
I want to tell you today, as a son of Lunsar, say, I got the power. 2018, I'm going to be the next president. So if anyone tell me, say, you not disqualify him, then I say, Nanai. If the person not believe, like ask me. Now, starting next week, I go buy time at the Christian radio. Because some man they don't catch today, they don't find also. And they go there, and they go talk. Anybody who get question, make he ask me. For this job I come, and the guy is straight to owner. Any cost to owner get. And the job down there for sell this man to owner. Not to be die. Not to be there. I didn't get a particular canteen. Anybody right? You can hear. I'm tell you. Come to there, okay? Did I go back to the common Michael?
Representing the presidential campaign team, Anthony Camara, another indigene of Lunsar from the diaspora, advised the people of Lunsar on critical questions they should ask candidates running for the public offices in the elections. The Morialdo School alumni mentioned some of the key contributions the National Grand Coalition presidential candidate Dr. Kande Yumkela has made to Sierra Leone's development while at his former office in the United Nations.
Waiting, he don't do a lot na Kichum, the place where them born up. He don't build a school. Why make? Because the man we believe in education. Now in school, you get here about 400 young boys and girls where they go school for land. The man will let book and he believes say all man forget chance for land book for let you life go better. He also don't come with light. Now in village, you know say where place that land you can't do much. But where light there, you can do so much. The kids can spend time for study very well. Let nobody no fool una. Dr. Yumkela Now in with that project na Poloko, what they call Banka Soka Dam. That project they can't Poloko because na Dr. Yunkela Kautam from UN. Me where you see so Bide Utam where we come from Guinea. We can launch them. So that's not one thing where he don't do. He don't also come with 11 growth centers there. Waiting at growth centers there. Growth centers there. Now places there where then they train young girls there, young boys there for land skills them. Why make? We get beaucoup man there where no get job. But Young Kela don't do so much for help them for land skills them for let then we will use them for become useful to society. Then they all side.
During the meeting, the All People's Congress Youth League leader in Lansar declared for the National Grand Coalition.
But me na the APC Youth League representative na Potloko district. Now one thing I admire upon this program, when I get one slogan, say we will they suffer now we boku. And the youth man they will they suffer not to so.
We don't change. We don't change.
Before Mr. Baraka they come, I don't they receive plenty call from in-laws in America. Say do ya me web in mama, in step mama, in people all over the America. Say do ya we brother they come, you need for join this force, this story for change. So I give them a word because myself they feel the pain, but they encourage into myself no more, but they feel the pain. So do they ask all the young people there? Me an activist and they talk for young people there, but at times I shame for answers on questions then for young people then. So now myself don't join the line today, the line of change. Now preach them out to people there. As from today, I don't declare myself a non-member of NGC and no more Tolongo. No more Tolongo.
Today I feel okay because I don't get this polo, because I don't say I want this polo, but I don't get some. So I don't get some. I don't feel fine. I don't know see me now, member of NGC now.
Well, I'm very happy because all my friends they don't get the polo, all man don't get the polo. Even some man they don't get the polo. The one they perfect for me they get the polo.
Glad is so much. But from all them people they come, then APC, SLPP, other parties. Only today I wear this polo. Only today I get polo for a party like NGC. We like this party so much because all the time like, the two things they no more they come inside this salon, but someday they not so really trustful again to win.
Me, I don't plan say with SLPP, I know they vote for none. I don't say I know they vote. But when NGC they come, I see the reality in them. I know say they're ready for change. So make a come on board. So I'm proud of the polo. Like my community, so I just they wear a normal like there, Sundays there, casual, and they roam about.
Sierra Leoneans resident in the diaspora are...
Yamkela, I want to thank you. You've never disappointed me, and I know you will not. And you know my own borders in terms of bringing up what is good in Africa and in Africans goes beyond the boundaries of Nigeria. And you are a typical example. When Yamkela was here as the country representative and is interested in becoming the head of UNIDO, he said, well, look, I come from a small country, nobody will support you. I said, well, Nigeria will support you. And Nigeria supported you, and you got there. Then you are doing so well in UNIDO. And I said to you, you need to come home to be part of the game. I am still keeping my fingers crossed. I'm praying that you will get there because you have something to offer your country and to offer Nigeria, offer Africa.
All right, and so me family, that's now the National Grand Coalition waiting all happened in the past week. Of course, we don't see plenty endorsements, we don't see plenty political speeches, and of course, we don't even see heavyweights in Africa. Former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo, they endorse Kande Kole Yomkila. And so the National Grand Coalition, they strategically take the politics. And so whether that political strategy they resonate with the people of Sierra Leone, we do not know. But at any rate, we know say then get a strategy and that then 70% amass some crowd and all of that. And so we found with them, when I stick around with we as we continue for bring you calm political updates from Sierra Leone. Next, we'll get for talk about the Sierra Leone People's Party or the SLPP. Stick around with us.
One time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again. 1 time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again. Never worry about what people may say about us. Baby girl, you know, said I will never make you cry nowhere. Sugar pie, you see, the way we going on. Never strive, never pain, never suffering. Sugar pie, you see, how I'm loving you, baby girl. I know we'll be together till eternity. Never gonna worry about no one, no way. No one, no way. 1 time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again. 1 time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again. People loving and girl and love each other. Never look back, never worry, girl. Just keep on loving on and on and on and on. So I need your loving every day, baby girl, you know. Said I want your baby too every time. Sugar pie, you see. Never worry about what they say. Never worry about what people say. 1 time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again. 1 time, I like your vibes. 2 times, I love your vibes. 3 times, I'm falling for you again.
Yes, of course, me family that the moves, of course, 1 time, that the moves, of course, based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, another proud Sierra Leonean, of course, Naidu da one day, 1 time. Of course, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you out there, Sierra Leonean women. Of course, this broadcast is dedicated to you. I want to tell you plenty thank you for every good thing that you did in the past year. Even if you don't possibly not tell you, we did tell you right now. If you're not possible do good things in the past year, you're a Sierra Leonean woman, for every good thing where you do in the past year, taking care of the children, making sure say you put food now you picking a table, making sure say you take care of your husband, you make the people that are around you then feel good. We want to say plenty thanks to you for doing that, and of course we want to wish you a happy Valentine's ahead of the Valentine itself. 4 days from today is Valentine's, right? So one for tell you plenty thank you for that. And so before we the next we get for move on to the SLPP, the Sierra Leone People's Party. Then say we get some serious campaign what they do this week. Of course, then take on the eastern province of the country. And so stick around as we bring that to you right now.
Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight Talk for Change. Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Straight Talk for Change.
APC, as you know, na bad government they always make. APC not good for this country, they're not good for themselves. So on March, we got to make sure say APC go, not so. APC that they bring Ebola also. APC that they don't make anti-Long Ghana this country also. APC that don't divide this country also. They don't break down the country. They don't bring more strife in our country. APC not good for themselves, they're not good for this country. The last time APC did have power, now why they left no so? Why this time we not agree that they left war in this country? March 7, sharp 12, APC must vote. Power. One country, one people. Where APC go, the only other party, the mother of all parties, the Comrade Party, the party will bring independence, the party will bring peace, the party will bring democracy, the Comrade Party, the Sierra Leone People's Party. But I also want to use this opportunity for our people now. We need a peaceful election. Nobody not for bring violence. We for make sure say anybody bring violence, there is law and order. We make sure say that law and order take care of them. Thank you. So I go appeal to everybody to remain law-abiding, confident that we are going to win this particular election. Nobody not for bring violence there. Thank you very much. I want to start by saying that I'm deeply humbled by the membership of the great Sierra Leone People's Party for giving me the singular honor to carry each flag as presidential candidate for the second time into the parliamentary and presidential elections scheduled for March 7 this year. I thank you all for the confidence and trust you have reposed in me as your flag bearer to provide the strong, visionary, disciplined, and credible leadership to change and transform our beloved Sierra Leone into a more middle-income country in the 21st century. The first time I was bestowed this honor was in 2012. On that occasion, I believe we won the presidential election, but lost the result that was declared by Christian Atop, the chairperson of the National Electoral Commission at the time. Our attempt to invalidate our action was frustrated by the court. We technically avoided consideration of the merits of our case. We were faced with a stark choice, either to accept the result as declared or insist upon the proper verification of them. We felt compelled to choose the former because we are deeply conscious of the disturbing repercussions.
All right, and so me family that now retired Brigadier General Julius Madabio of the SLPP, of course, in self-campaign this week here. So na Kenema de midday, of course, all that crowd where they see na Kenema. And so the political campaign don't really begin for take-off grounds now. It don't heat up. And so now that's they go on na Sierra Leone right about this time. And so why is that they go on na Sierra Leone? Two powerful women of the SLPP were in the United States. They the wife of the presidential candidate of the SLPP, Fatima Madabio, been in New Jersey, whereas the national women's leader of the SLPP in Washington, D.C. And so let me just bring Fatima, wise in Washington, D.C. Of course, Fatima been in New Jersey, invited there for a fundraiser, which turned out to be a huge success out there in New Jersey. Of course, as you see them, it ain't photo up. Of course, so according to everything what we see, we not predict right now, but it look like say now this get for be the next First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Madabio, because the popularity, according to opinion polls and popularity polls, then we see say the election they go towards the SLPP, and of course Madabio may potentially emerge as the next president of the country. So this now Fatima Bio in New Jersey, of course, hanging out there in a fundraiser, of course, which turned out to be a huge success. Of course, now New Jersey, right there, she was invited. She came over and she had a blast with the people there in New Jersey. And so many of the faces, then some of we know them faces than they, definitely. And so me family, that happened inside the SLPP this particular time. Of course, once more, that is Fatima Bio. Of course, just like how we all know, that's she is the one that was invited here, and of course, all Monday talks that she's going to be the next First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, right? And so that's what we have. And so the national women's leader of the SLPP in Washington, D.C., of course, Fatmata Sawane, she was invited by the national women's wing, the regional women's wing of the SLPP in North America for men and come on in a fundraiser. And of course, that fundraiser INSEF turned out to be a huge success, right? So INSEF, let us see how INSEF turned out to be. Stick around. Right, of course, ladies and gentlemen, that was the national women's leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, of course, in Washington, D.C., Fatmata Sawane. It came on a special mission to raise funds for the Sierra Leone People's Party, which turned out to be a huge success. So the two powerful women them inside the SLPP were in the United States, while the presidential candidate and the other people then they in Sierra Leone, then they do things. And so it turned out to be a serious week for politics now Sierra Leone. And of course, me fumble them. Now, so we get for end this broadcast today. One for tell one plenty thank you. And of course, for continue for, wish we Sierra Leonean women a happy Valentine's Day. We're not going to be able to say Valentine's Day to you again because by the next broadcast, it will be a weekend and Valentine's Day fall during the week. So one for tell you plenty thank you for everything what you do throughout the year, to you man, to you Pekinem. This is just beautiful that we can have a day like this to say a word of thanks to the Sierra Leonean women. So you when been do bad, when not been do good, let this serve to you as a symbol for say the coming year. Let you take a resolution for say you get for be a good girl. If you're not to be a good girl, be a good girl. Stop all that bad that Congosa, all that light business where you depend for stop and right away and put up on positive stuff. Of course, one for say a lot of thanks to Umu Pyne, where we interview Nayaso for everything what they do. One for tell them plenty thank you. And of course, we'll get people the way they watch right now. Let us see if we go able for tell them thanks as well. Of course, Massa Stevens, thank you very much for your comments. Umu Pyne, yes, Umu is watching. Thank you, Umu. Of course, Teresa Sokumbi Momo, that's the president of Tegloma in Houston. Of course, my own brother, Alex Vandy, is watching from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Alex. Crispin Duffin, thank you very much for watching. Juliet Messi Sandy, thank you. Marian Maxwell Bengura, of course, that's my sister, thank you. Mr. Alfred Abu, of course, Dr. Alfred Abu, not to Mr. now, Dr. Dawandi. Bra, how you do under? Thanks very much for everything. Mr. Umar Shaw, and of course, small brother More Banya. One for tell you plenty thank you for everything. All right? So this is how we're going to end it. We got for end out with fine song. So once more, minute Ibrahim Sheriff. I come to Una today from studio number 8 based in Houston, Texas. And of course, Sheriff's Broadcast Network. Thank you very much and stick around.
2020 Kenny Production. Money,
Oh baby, I don't want to go so many places, and I don't see so many faces. But I don't see no girl pretty like you. But I don't see no girl where I'm standing like you. And I don't see no girl when I beat you type of. Me sweetie, back it up. You sweet like locato. Me sweetie, back it up. You sweet like locato. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. So many people ask me why I love you so, but I don't know what I'm feeling. You're not the one when they make me smile. Tell her you're not the one when they bring me joy. So wine golo, baby wine for me, yo golo. Wine golo, baby wine for me, yo golo. Me sweetie, back it up. You sweet like locato. Me sweetie, back it up. You sweet like locato. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. Shumbele, make I give you me shumbele. Shumbele, girl I want give you me shumbele. So, wine golo, baby wine for me, yo golo. Wine golo, baby wine for me, yo golo. You don't scatter me, dada. Yeah, you don't scatter me, dada. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. Baby, dance it. Money mina mazo. Shwaibu. Oh baby, I don't want to go so many places, and I don't see so many faces. But I don't see no girl pretty like you. But I don't see no girl where I'm standing like you.
Happy Valentine's Day to each and every one out there. Of course, to all our ladies, Sierra Leonean ladies all over the globe, we want to say Happy Valentine's Day to you. Of course, we are coming to you live from studio number 8, based in Houston, Texas. This is Sherrick's Broadcast Network. Of course, we want to say thanks to Shuaibu from Freetown, Sierra Leone for this particular track. This track is titled Sweet Kito. Of course, I want to say thanks to you. Of course, Ibrahim Sheriff is my name. I want to say kudos to all the political parties in Sierra Leone trying to do things. We are only praying to the Almighty God to make it possible for us, so that at least we can have a very good leader for our country. So once more, I want to say a lot of thanks to you for everything, right? Right, Sweet Pekito. Right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is how we're going to end the broadcast for tonight. Of course, we want to say thank you for everything. We want you to continue to do positive things. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you out there, Sierra Leonean ladies. Of course, I know you guys are doing good. Of course, continue to be good and continue to take care of your families, right? All right. I want to say tap to you.